Wake up. Are you still sleeping? You are a product of Gaia. Your genealogy can be tracked back chemically to single-celled life on the planet. The very first life that ever existed, where did that come from? Scientists start to understand what it is that which would create the spark of life. And they've realized that the soup that came together perfectly was always part of the elements of the earth. Oddly enough, it is part of our weather, lightning, electricity, the chemicals on the planet, and the magnetic grid. Coming together in certain ways over eons of time, the spark of life would start. It had to be just right. Go study it. You came from the elements. As history would tell you, it didn't last. It had to start again because it was not self-sustaining. The system wasn't created, life simply was. There were 5 starts and stops of life until it became self-sustaining in a system that required photosynthesis. Trees, plants, shrubs. Where's your genealogy? Right up to your DNA, through these millions of years, who is the parent? That is Gaia, the dirt of the earth. The elements came together to produce you. Long before awareness, the great ancestor is the earth. Presumptions never go there, do they? The earth has created the spark of life on purpose, on time, and on schedule. Life developed into multicellular forms, eventually creating the human being, allowing awareness to be a part of you. Genealogy didn't start with Adam and Eve. It started with the dirt of the earth. When you look outside at the majesty of the dirt, of the mountains, of the lakes, of the ocean, of the sun, you are looking at your genealogy. You started there. It's about time that we realize that collectively. Mother Earth is called that for a reason. She is the mother of all life. Look at her as the ancestor that she is, and not just some clump of rocks, or beautiful mountains, or just pretty trees. Try to understand the system. When it finally occurred and worked, it required that the trees give you oxygen. Not only did the planet give birth, it gave sustenance, fed you, and began the system so that one day you could be here with full awareness of who you are, why you were created, and what's next for the galaxy. Your genealogy is the dirt. Return to this awareness and understand. Now you know why the indigenous all over the planet honor something. And they're not just honoring Mother Earth. They're honoring the directions. The magnetic grid is honored, north, east, south, and west. They know their genealogy. Do you? It's beautiful. It's not a secret. It's just been forgotten. The need for profits is polluting the environment, decimating the animals, destroying our natural habitats, and throwing our world further out of balance. GMOs, the poisons laced in our crops and soils, the chemtrails, polluting the air, the nuclear radiation that we are burying in the oceans, drilling in the Gulf of Mexico and along the Arctic coastlines, and the terrible price that we have been paying for our dependence on oil. Fracking practices and drilling for natural gas, and how they are contaminating our water supplies. All of these decisions are insane, short-sighted, and self-destructive. We are clearly a society out of balance, and Earth and all living things are paying for our actions. All human beings are part of the same living organism, which we call humanity. Yet we are not treating each other as such. We have turned each other into enemies by our judgment, our dualistic perception. And rather than fixing our minds on the ideas of good and bad, it would be far wiser and far more accurate in terms of who is aligned to a state of peace and lovingness, and who needs help aligning to a state of peace and lovingness. Who is healthy and who is suffering from a deep sickness. Let's ask ourselves one question. What actually solves the problem? Is it conflict and destruction? Or is it healing? It is water that puts out the fire, not more fire. In order for the whole of humanity to heal, we must first heal from the inside. Are you coming from a state of peace and lovingness with your thoughts, your words, and your actions? We are connected to each other energetically, and we can reach out to all the other humans on the planet with just a simple message of peace and love. You have the ability to touch the hearts of all others and even initiate an even more powerful shift among you. It's time to step up, warriors, teachers, healers, and creators. Own who we are, fulfill our mission, spread the love, and raise the vibration. We must be the change we wish to see. Being of service to others is the most important act that we can take part in. The earth is calling for us to co-create with her. She is sending out signals to you and to me to come together as a collective and stand for what we believe in. She is egging you on to take more of an active role in the stewardship of the planet. We are the Rainbow Warriors. We bring love and light to Gaia. We will change the world.